another cheeky episode of Work the Left Side. This is a kind of a bonus edition. It's the Vinny Pacifico episode, and just so you guys get to know who it is, he's coming over here in August. Make sure you check him out. If you don't follow him on socials, please follow him on the socials. Keep your eyes peeled if he's on a show near you. I'm excited to see him over here. I think he's going to bring something different. So yeah, enjoy the episodes. Much love to Mr. Pacifico for taking the time to talk to me, and I hope the tour goes well, and I hope he comes back again very, very soon. So thank you for watching. Enjoy.
Look good.
Welcome to Work the Left Side. I'm super hyped to announce tonight's guest. It is Mr. Vinny Pacifico. Dude, how are we doing? You good?
Doing very good. Thank you for having me. I'm feeling good. How are you?
Awesome. Mate, thank you so much for coming on. Obviously, the point of this is we'll eventually get there. We'll talk about you coming over, to these shores, your UK tour. But, before we get there, obviously I want to make people aware of just how awesome you are, what you've done and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, yourself, I know I've done a little bit of research, the whole Ring of Honor thing, that's immense, dude. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, that was probably the best time of my career. I really enjoyed getting the opportunity to train and work with some amazing talent at Ring of Honor. It was a really good start for my career, and I'm very blessed to have gotten to do what I've done in that. And then from there, it was a lot of once Ring of Honor ended, kind of COVID hit, right? It's kind of like Ring of Honor, and then almost during COVID, before COVID happened, I debuted for Evolve. And that was like when my career was starting to like really, really take off, right? And then COVID happened. And then I was like, oh shit, we had to just take that as it came, right? But then now, fast forward a couple of years later, COVID's done, and now we're back grinding, and we're doing what we're doing. We're working our ass off and doing doing my best to just be the best I could be. And now it's come down to the point where I got a tour coming up in UK, which I'm really excited for. So the tour starting up in Finland. I start in Finland. I have 3 shows in Finland, slam wrestling. I go from there to England. I have 3 or 4 shows booked currently, looking to do more. And then from there, I go to France. And I'll be working for HCP Catch in Bolin, France. So that'll be so cool.
Nice. So you definitely, you're going to be, well, hopefully, you get to see some sights, you're not just wrestle, move. You can hopefully get some of the sights in, enjoy the scenes, get some photos. But yeah, you mentioned, obviously, I don't know what it was like over there. Obviously, I've spoken to people over here, about obviously COVID, missing out on stuff like a year and a half. It just seems like everybody came back, super blessed. We were really happy just to be back. And they came back with a much more positive attitude as well. It's like, they'd lost it for a year and now they've got it back. Man, they're just hyped, to get back in the ring.
It was rough losing it, like I still wrestled when I can. They had some shows here and there, but I kind of just took the time to really enjoy my family, enjoy my wife, my girlfriend, my fiance at the time. I was dating her, we got engaged during COVID. We did all that, but I took time to really appreciate my family because when I'm wrestling and traveling, I'm never home, never really around. I miss a lot of family parties, birthdays, funerals, dinners, whatever there is. I miss a lot of that. So I've been mindful to, during COVID, take the time to be with my family and just spend that time. And now it's I'm very busy, very, very busy, but I still try and take my time to see my family when I can, because that's very important. So, for example, if I have someone's birthday coming up, I will take them out for dinner on a Thursday before I travel Friday. You know what I mean? So I try and just prioritize family on days that I'm not working and just try to stick at places where I can. And that means the world to people. That means that just shows people you care. So I feel like at the end of the day, as long as you're giving your best in everything you do, people will notice.
Exactly. And that's what you can do. Like you said, you make time for the people that you care about when you can. It's about finding that balance, and it kind of sounds like you've got it, dude. It's spot on. And also, before we started talking as well, I've watched like numerous matches on YouTube. But I went into the rabbit hole, searched Vinny Pacifico on YouTube, like Bam, watch you against Gangrel, Azrael, working Warriors of Wrestling. But it makes me smile as well because I can kind of see the dedication. You know, I'm looking at some of your matches 2 or 3 years ago, looking to like more recent ones. Dude, you're knuckling down. You know, you're transforming yourself. You're looking business now, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's always a process. It's always, if you're not getting better every week, every day, I feel like you're wasting time, kind of. You know, I feel like every day is an opportunity to get better. Every day is an opportunity to level up somewhat. You know, whether it's the ring, cardio, anything. So it's just, there's so much you could be doing as a talent, as a person, as a individual, to get better at anything you're doing if you just take the time to do it. And that's the most important thing, I believe, is what I try and do every day. It's just either the gym, podcasts, interviews, media, self-promotion, promos, in-ring works, anything you could do any day to get better is always something that I'll be down to do.
And that's it, because that's it. That's what, you know, people don't always think about. You know, they just think about doing the in-ring stuff, which obviously, you know, is key. But it's networking. Like I say, it's doing things like this, doing the media stuff, working on obviously your parents, put yourself out there. I mean, obviously you got this, you know, the energy drink sponsorship.
Yeah, that was a big one.
You know, that's huge, by the way. I mean, I can't think of anybody else that's kind of got something like that off the top of my head.
It was really cool. It was, you know, it came out of nowhere. Bang Energy was the first one to sign me, right? And a little while after that, Bang ran a business due to a lawsuit, and then G Fuel signed me to a contract. So it was kind of like, this is really cool. Now, like I went from one contract of a sponsorship deal to another one, and that just shows some value. It shows that companies believe in me. That's beyond wrestling. It's not wrestling. You know, it's major brands that believe in what I'm doing. You know, I love it.
Well, that's it. I mean, obviously, you know, because that kind of embodies the character as well, because, you know, that's the whole sort of, you know, Vinny Pacifico. You know, you've got the kind of energy drink. When I was watching and stuff and reading up on stuff, you know, I kind of saw the whole thing about when you was in Japan, and, you know, they were just like, obviously the Japanese fans got totally behind it.
Yep.
You know, urging you to get the can, get the drink, get the energy, like whole cup kind of thing.
They loved it. They ate it up. It was so easy. And it's so different, you know, it's just something different to give fans, something different to have fans look at, you know what I mean? You always want to keep your fans occupied, you know what I mean? So having a moment in a match where you're crawling to get a drink, it's like something different, you know, and then you get back to punching, back to kicks, back to whatever you're doing, and then just keep them occupied on either the ring, then the drink, and then back, you know what I mean? Just really cool stuff, and just ways to have fans involved in different ways. And that's something I always feel could always be good, having your fans just getting involved them in things, you know what I mean? They feel like they're helping, and it's the best, because if I'm at a show, I want to feel like I'm a part of the show, you know what I mean? So it's just ways to include fans and include fan interaction, and, you know, include your audience.
And you know this, you know the business better than I do, but, you know, from a fan's perspective, yeah, there's nothing more than we like than being involved and somehow being made to feel like part of the show. You know, you look at the best wrestlers; they're the ones with the catchphrases that make the fans work with it, kind of thing. Doing stuff like that, you know, it helps. I'm presuming it helps you as well, because you can kind of take a bit of a respite where you're like, right, okay, I'll get the crowd working by doing, you know, you're working smart, not working hard, kind of thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's I'm blessed to have the opportunity that I was given, you know, and this character of mine is it works. You know, it works for me, but it's me. It's who I am, you know. It's what I do. I'm very energetic, clearly, you know, so.
Well, that's what they say. You know, the best ones are yourself turned up to 11. So
yep. It's true.
It feels genuine, and like I said, it kind of that embodies in the ring. So I'll make reference to something else I saw. You know, somebody kind of called it out. You know, I expect Logan Paul to be doing something similar within like 12 months or something, kind of thing. You know, yeah. I saw that show, I saw that chat, I popped for that. That made me laugh. So that was like, yeah,
that'd be funny. But I think, yeah, it's funny because it's, you know, it's something that people would jab on it, but it's like, I think that this character is so unique because it's me. You know, no one could be me better than me, right? Like anyone could go to a corner and drink a drink, right? And anyone could drink a drink in a match and do a cool move with the drink in their hand. But like, at the end of the day, this character is me times 10. And it's like, no one could be me and no one could be anybody but themselves, right? And that's what people ask me for advice, like, hey, Vinny, can you any advice on character, any advice on this? And I say, no one could be you better than you. So be you, believe in you. You know what I mean? Try and find something that works for you. Like, different things work for different people, right? And there's no way to give advice on being themselves or just finding what works for them, because things work differently for everybody, right? And it's just like, I couldn't go around, eating worms and being boogeyman, right? Because that's not what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not me, but I can, cut a funny promo, cut a good promo. I can be energetic, go the Tasmanian Devil. Like, I could drink the energy drink. I could do cool shit with the drink in my hand. No one could be me better than me. So that's something that I have differently, and that's something that I appreciate, that I was trained to do, and groomed. I was groomed that way. I was taught, like, you gotta be different, be different, be different, be different, and that's how I did it. And people who I see people in the young generation who want to learn and get better. It's like, always do what you're doing in the ring and be the best you could be in the ring, of course, but just find something that makes you different.
Character, that's it. I mean, obviously, speaking from a British point of view, I know over here, characters weren't a big thing for many years. Everybody was just trying to have 5-star matches. They weren't really bothered about characters. But in the last couple of years, man, I think characters as a whole in wrestling have come back kind of tenfold.
Yeah.
But that works. As a fan, I love that shit. You mentioned Boogie, you made reference to the worm, eating worms. That's the stuff you remember as a fan, as a kid. When you first start watching wrestling, you don't remember the 5-star matches. You remember the characters. You remember the feeling that they invoke.
Yep. And that's actually one of the first things I actually saw in wrestling. I watched, I played SmackDown versus Raw 2007, and Boogeyman's on the screen against Mysterio, and I'm like, oh my god, a guy in a mask and a guy in a red face with worms. What is this? Never forgot that, and that hooked me to be a fan of wrestling. So that's just something that stands out. If you can stand out, you're good.
Well, that's it. You're offering a promotion, something that's not been seen before. It's something slightly different. The fans know what to expect. The promoters know what to expect. You know what you're expected to do. Mm-hmm. So all the pieces are in place. You just turn up and you smash it. And again, when you go on tours, that's got to help. These European promotions are looking at you now and be like, right, okay, I know why I'm booking this guy. I know what he offers.
Yep.
And I know what to expect.
Definitely agree.
So, you've been over to the UK before, or is this your first time?
I've been there a few years back. I've actually worked with Johnny Kidd, legend of World of Sport, and that was very fun. I actually wrestled Zach Knight as well, my first time around. So that was very, very fun. A very cool opportunity that I had my first time in the UK. I was 18 at the time. Now I'm going back, and I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I also, as much as I love character work, I love technical wrestling, right? It's what I love doing it. And I feel like I'm gonna do it a lot while I'm out there. So that's something I'm gonna be looking forward to doing.
Dude, we'll eat it up. Obviously, we love that stuff, kind of thing. That's what, when I was watching your matches, I kind of noticed, a lot of the old school, like say Dean Malenko's, Regal's, kind of just everything looked very tight. Everything meant something. Everything had a purpose.
I love Regal. Regal is the man, and what a great guy he is too. I think he's. I love watching. I could watch William Regal wrestle for hours and just love and never get bored. Malenko the same. He's amazing. These people are just so good, and it's just that's the style of wrestling I like. And if you could wrestle any style and have a good character, you're gonna be in good hands. Like, I could do some lucha. I like some lucha, but and striking. I love brawling. I love every style of wrestling, and that's what's great about the Ring of Honor dojo. Now it's the Worldwide dojo on the Cheeseburger, but I had Sumi Sakai teach me how to do a bunch of different strikes and holds and stuff like that. I had Delirious teaching me a bunch of different grappling and chaining, and as well as Jonathan Gresham. And I was trained to be so well rounded, and that's something that I feel is so important in pro wrestling, is to be able to know different styles. I went to Houston, and they had a bunch of lucha stuff. And I did 2 lucha shows and a regular show. And I had to do lucha, and it was really fun. And I really enjoyed it, but I was able to do it. And that's something that you want to be able to do. You want to be able to do anything at any moment. And I'm blessed to have gotten the opportunity to learn these things and do them whenever needed.
Well, yeah. Well, again, I'm presuming, like, when you go to a show, when you see the card, the layout and everything like that, it's always good to have something to fall back on. If you sort of see somebody on there that works a similar sort of style, you can be like, right, okay, they're going to do this. I'll do this for a change.
Yep, to a T. Exactly. Some people, I mean, I love doing strikes. I love doing some really cool strikes, and some matches have a bunch of brawling. So instead, I'll just do grappling, technical wrestling. And at the end of the day, it's what you. I mean, I just even like powerhouse wrestling. I'm pretty strong. I don't mind doing that sometimes, but yeah. Sorry, you there?
Yep, still here. Good.
At the end of the day, it's if you could do anything and be able to adapt to anything, that's gonna get you good.
That's it, mate. But obviously, we're stoked. As soon as we've got the shows on that you're on whilst you're over here, I will hype the shit out of it. I'll be promoting it. I'll be using what I can do to also sort of social medias just to get it hyped up. Because I think as I say, it brings something to the table. You're something new. The character is, I can say hand on heart, there's nothing like that in the UK. So the fans that get to come to the shows and see you, they are going to be seeing something unique and something different and memorable.
Yeah, it's good. I'm excited for that. And I think that at the end of the day, if they leave and they remember something, or if they leave and they feel good, feel happy, feel like they've entertained, at the end of the day, nothing else matters, And I love the UK. I love it. And it's so beautiful too. I'm gonna go to London definitely and visit London, do some stuff there, sightseeing. And I'm gonna do some sightseeing in France as well. I definitely have some. I'm gonna do a lot of wrestling, of course, but I'm planning to see the sights and just see the beauty that the world is. I'm excited for that.
Dude, you mentioned earlier about your other half. Take it as a scouting mission as well. Find out all the best places to go to in France. Then you can, surprise your other half with a romantic trip over there at a later date.
Very much true. That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so she's going to meet me out there too.
Oh, so there you go then. You're not even. I thought you were going to say. I thought you might have been in bad books going to France by yourself. Romance capital. But that's fine.
During this trip, she's meet me out there. And we'll make it like a honeymoon thing.
That's good partnering. That gets you in the good books right away.
Oh, very much. I think that making it a honeymoon, because why not, right? And, she gets to enjoy the beautiful world that there is, and I'm not alone, I'm going to be there for a month, so it makes sense, right?
Definitely, dude. Definitely. I just know sometimes people do, sometimes people don't, but that makes all the sense in the world. I don't know if I surprised my other half and said, right, we're off to Paris, mate, I would be in the good books for, at least a month.
At least a good month or two, right?
But
I love France. So does she, and she's so excited for France, England, because now she's sending me reels of France and like, oh, we're going to England, can't wait. It's gonna be really fun, and Finland too, no less. Finland has slam wrestling is gonna be really, really cool. They have a really good style of wrestling that they offer. They're on Fight TV, Triller, and I've watched some of their stuff, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like, they got some really good wrestling out there. That company, it's called Slam Wrestling. They're good. Like, I was very impressed to see how much effort and how professional they are and how good they run. And it's perfect because I'm going from west to east. I'm going to Finland and then over to England and then over to France. So it's like a perfect tour, And then actually later this year, I'm going to be going to Amsterdam, Netherlands, to Hungary, possibly to Germany, working on Poland, and then Romania. Yeah.
Dude.
In November. This is November.
Germany, well, we'll talk about, we'll get more information on that. But Germany is one of those countries, when you speak to anybody who appreciates wrestling history, Germany is one of the countries that everybody wants to tick off.
Yep. I'm very excited for Germany. Listen, some of it's planned. I'm filling in the gaps of which places I'm going to be going to, but I'm going to be working on. I have a few dates so far booked, but I'm working on filling more of them for that month of November. But in the meantime, I have a movie coming out that I did, so I gotta. It's a lot of really big things that are just happening all like around that time. So I just got to figure out how I'm going to plan everything, the premiere, all that stuff. But it's very exciting. It's very exciting. All these things are happening at this time frame, and planning these trips. And even in August, like this tour coming up, I'm trying to get me to film number 2 for this movie, and number 1's not even done yet. And I'm going away in August, so we're gonna probably go. Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens these next few months, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited. I'm very blessed to be where I am right now, and I want to keep going. I'm never satisfied. I want to keep going.
Keep evolving. I was going to mention about the film because again, I kind of saw something pop up about that, and I know it's like a horror film with wrestling.
Yep.
Dude, anybody knows me, I'm a massive movie geek. I love just films in general. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, do I pick his brain? Do I not pick his brain? But yeah, you mentioned it now, so I'm gonna, ask about it.
Sure.
Just how do you find it? Just being on set, obviously being you, but being non-kayfabe you kind of thing, or even more kayfabe because.
So I can't get too into detail about it because it's still in production, but I can say it's going to be something that's never been done before in like that I've ever seen. Like there's millions. I mean, I've never seen it personally. It's a different type of movie. It's cinematic wrestling experience that like really just brings it. It's how can I put this without giving too much away? It's definitely has some horror aspects to it, right? Very, very cool aspects to it that I think horror fans would enjoy. And if you're a wrestling fan too, even more. But you could be a horror fan only and still enjoy this movie, and not even a wrestling fan, right? It was very cool being on set. A lot of good producers who know wrestling and work with wrestling were a part of this, so they really were able to understand what we're doing, what's going forward. And the story is just so cool. So. And it was very cool to be Vinny Pacifico in a different setting, in a movie setting, right? And just be able to go from the ring in front of crowds to a movie set and do the same thing, right? And it just worked, and it was very fun, and it was very it was a very big opportunity for growth that I believe I really grew a lot that time because it's a movie. There's acting involved, there's scripts involved, there's talking involved, there's emotion, sad, happy, everything involved. So as a person, I'm learning and growing. As a wrestler and as talent, I'm learning and growing. So it was just a win-win for everything. And so it's in production. I think it's almost done. I mean, I haven't really checked in lately with the director, but it's getting there. It will be out this year, but it's definitely, I really think you're gonna like it. It's very, very interesting. It's, like I said, something that I've never seen before in wrestling or in even a movie. It's very different type of movie that I think you like.
That ticks all the boxes. And I say if it's unique, if it's different, it stands out, it's going to get on people's radars. It's another string to your bow. You know what I mean? It's just more experience for you, more exposure. People are going to be like, that guy was awesome. Right, I'll check out, what is, the wrestling stuff as well. And obviously when you're touring like different countries as well, it's another reason, it's something else to put people's asses in seats.
Yep.
And buy tickets to come see you when they see you on the poster.
Exactly. It's something that people could see and be like, wow. Because again, you're wrestling a show, you only see a 10-minute, 12-minute match and a promo maybe, right? But this is a movie where you'll see emotions, you'll see reactions, you'll see things that just like bring fans in differently than anything than a wrestling show. So it's gonna be fun. And I'm very excited. Like I said, it's gonna be fun.
And I'm sure it'll be better than See No Evil. Don't want to besmirch, but
we'll
we think of horror films and wrestling.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Or Wrestlers versus Zombies. I can't remember the name of it with Kurt Angle, Roddy Piper, and Matt Hardy. I think it was. There's been a selection.
I gotta see that. Is
that a real thing? What's that, dude? Sorry.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. There's a horror film out there, and I'm sure it had Piper, Kurt Angle. I'm sure it was Matt Hardy was the other one.
I gotta look into that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable watch for what it is, kind of thing. Go into it with like be movie-tastic, mate. Yeah, you'll chew it up and you'll love it, and it's awesome.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. I'll look into that definitely.
That's it. You've helped me out, and that's my nugget of information for you. You take anything away from this, that's my words of wisdom for today. So,
I love it.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're getting close. I just hope you enjoy. I just hope the fans, do us justice when you come over here, because I know, obviously, it must be what to expect. Obviously, I presume, when you get booked on a show or promotion, obviously you said you checked out Slam and what they've been doing in Finland. Do you use YouTube then to sort of see what these promotions have been doing, what matches they've put on?
Social media and YouTube. I check everything out. I want to make sure, I want to see what they have to offer, and I want to see how I could, make sure I bring the best of what the fans could see, and I stand out somewhat. So I think it's always smart to do that as a talent for any show you're going to. So yeah, UK. I think the fans are going to be amazing. Usually, UK fans never disappoint, right? In my opinion, UK fans are just bar none one of the best in the world. I like to say the fans in the Northwest, Oregon, and Seattle are the best fans. But, geez, sorry, God, people calling me.
It's fine, buddy.
People in
Seattle.
People in Northwest, fans are up there are just absolutely amazing. But UK fans are definitely unique as well. So I'm very excited for this opportunity coming up, and I'm very excited to tour. I'm very excited to make some awesome memories and make new fans.
Mate, well, hopefully, not even hopefully, I know it will be, you'll come over here, you'll smash it. The fans will chew it all up. The fans will embrace you. You're just a very cool guy, the kind of guy that British fan will get. Well, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping you're coming over here and, we get to cheer you as opposed to boo you. We'll see, obviously, maybe some promotions, but I think, even if we're meant to boo you, you'll get a little cheeky cheer every now and again anyway. So we appreciate awesomeness, what can I say?
That's great. I got lots of it.
Dude, right. I will obviously say thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me. This has been amazing. I'm consider myself educated now. Been watching all this stuff thanks to you. My knowledge has grown, and I look forward to hopefully you're somewhere near where I am. I get to get a ticket. I get to see you in action. If I don't, I will make sure loads of other people do.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be tagging everything. You'll see everything that I'm doing. I appreciate you having me on the show. That was very, very fun. Very fun interview. I appreciate you.
Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. So I will say, thank you for coming on. Thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the generic stuff you always do. We will be back again very soon. Mr. Pacifico, thank you so much. And goodbye.